Alrighty, so as you can see, it is nighttime as I can't turn the lights off outside, and it is 5 o'clock the following morning, 0500. So I've been reading the comments and also my Facebook. I posted it for my friends only, and so I've had a lot of comments and questions and whatnot. So I'm going to try to answer them all in this part two video. I might be doing a training video. I don't know yet. I might just end up talking out the end of this. I don't know. Um, but I will see if there is video footage from my Swift camera when that went off. If it went off, I don't know. I will find that out in the next few days. So stay tuned for that. If there is video, I will definitely post it because it was kind of funny. But anyway, so I was going down 181, headed it over to 72 in Texas, Highway 72. Truck drivers will know where I'm talking about. Just was going over towards 35. 37, not 35. 37, going over towards 37. And I was in the right hand lane just past that scale house that's right there. When you come off of 80 and 181, there's a scale house right there. And I just gotten up to speed on that downhill incline, and there is some construction there. They removed the road on 80, and they're putting on all new road in there. But I don't think I hit any metal at all. I didn't see it. Could there have been something? Possibly. I mean, anything's possible. It's the road, right? But here's the thing, the tire deflated instantly. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on that. So I'm in the right hand lane after I made that turn. And I got a car that's on the left hand side. And, you always should be scanning, kind of taking a look and paying attention to what's going on. And with me driving in this area, I know that we've had some rain. And the shoulder right there is pretty short, as you guys saw in the last video. But what you can't see is that shoulder is soft, and there was probably water in the bottom of it. Did I go and look? No, because frankly, it was already after the fact. The decision was already made at that point. So I'm going down the road, and like instantly, I feel like a little bit of vibration. I actually think it's something with the motor. Um, it didn't get me as like a tire issue. So I let off the gas because I was, still pedaling it. Didn't have cruise control on. Looked down at my gauges real quick, kind of expecting to see, oil, just bottomed out or something. And it was progressively getting worse. Like, I mean, I'm talking about milliseconds here. I mean, I looked down and I was like, okay, not that. And I'm looking out, and now I'm looking at, all right, where am I going to go? Because I know, hey, I need to make an emergency pullover, because looking at my gauges and trying to figure out what's going on while moving was not working. So that's where the car that was on the left of me, I did notice that they basically grabbed their brakes. I mean, I swear they probably had bacon in their underwear. And I'm trying to keep this clean, but it's also pretty funny if you ask me, especially in retrospect, knowing the outcome. This could have been very, very dangerous. But they grabbed their brakes. They slowed way the hell down. I think they knew what was going on way before I did. I mean, a couple milliseconds before I did, anyway. So they dropped out of the way, and the center median there's no wall, no nothing. It actually drops down a little bit, and it's really, really, really wide. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go towards the center median. I just started to turn the wheel, and that's when I was like, whoa, wait, it's something with steering. Um, and I think that's when I started to figure out, it's a tire or tie rod or something like that. And I'm like, this is not cool. On the oncoming lane, there's two lanes there. Oncoming lane, it would be the number one lane. There was a ambulance that was coming towards me. And there's cars that were in front of him. And he turns on his lights. So everybody slows down and kind of comes, kind of parts like the Red Sea. And it was right around that time that my front tire decides to come off, goes right in between all them cars, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, baby, baby, please come back. And I can't sing, so don't try to get me singing for you guys. But that tire took off. It hit that ditch. It kind of ramped up somewhere. I had one guy tell me that they saw that tire, clear over another car, landed in this business parking lot, and it rolled up and just kind of like fell into a parking spot. I mean, it was like I planned it perfectly, like right up to the business door. Okay. There was a guy that witnessed that. Let me get my lights back on here. And there we go. So, my tire lands over there. It jumps over and miraculously doesn't touch anyone's car on the road, thankfully. And it goes that way. I'm still like trying to go towards the center median by this point. Okay, this is how quick everything's going. It's going a hell of a lot quicker than I'm talking. Trust me on that. So I go into the center lane, and the turn in this totally weird feeling. Okay, it's like I'm trying to skate on some ice here. Except I actually had pretty good traction for ice. It's a weird feeling. I can't explain. It's kind of like your tire got stuck in a rut. It didn't really want to move all that well. So I'm like, okay. I get it in there and I straighten out the wheel, and you kind of see like this huge curve arc thing of where you can see the wheels are in the first video, part one. I will post some videos at the end of this. It'd just be like a little collage, but the video sucks. This is going to be the best explanation of everything that occurred. So, once I got the vehicle in the center median, got the wheel straightened out, that's when I started to apply brake. I did have engine brake on. It was already on as an automatic. So that was already kicking in, downshifting, and was already, slowing me down. Once I got the truck straight, though, that's when I really start to apply, firm, smooth brake. Don't ever, freak out and push brake hard. Never freak out. Freaking out is never good. So never freak out. Freaking out is never good. I just turned my truck back on in the accessory. Hopefully that keeps the lights on. So I finally get the vehicle to a stop. And the ambulance, flips around. Lights are still on. Everybody kind of stops on the road because they're all like, what the hell just happened, right? And a truck that was going in the opposite direction, he stops on the side of the road, and he's like, hey, I saw where your tire went. I was like, well, I don't need it. But I mean, he was really, happy of me going to go get it. And anyway, it's a good thing to get your tire. I was worried more about, making sure that I didn't, have a fuel line or oil leak or something like that. Always look at those things first, or try to. So check that, make sure I didn't, have any kind of major fluid issues there. Other than the fluid issues I need to get rid of later on, but those were biological, not, organics, not vehicle fluids. Anyway, getting past that. So the ambulance, came out, made sure we were fine. I was like, I'm good. Checked on my student. My student's good. My student was like, what the hell did you hit? I'm like, I didn't hit nothing. My tire just decided to get divorced with me and, go off in one direction while 17 decided to go the other way. And he was like, say what? So he got up around that time. The ambulance called out the city sheriff. All right. So the city sheriff came out. And he was really cool. You guys probably see him in the clips that are going to be at the back of this one. And he was like, hey, look, this is not a really good place because, I was sitting at the bottom of a blind hill. And he's like, look, I'm only going to give you 1 hour because you're kind of blocking, little side streets here and stuff. And there's two businesses I was kind of blocking their driveway. So it's like, I could only give you an hour. So I was like, all right. So I got on the phone with my company, and they called a company. I'm not going to say who. But they said that they're going to be there in an hour. I already knew that they weren't going to be there within the hour. They never are. Okay. Post down below if you think you know who they are. I'm not gonna say if that was them or not. Anyway, they of course didn't show up within that first hour. They left 50 minutes later. So when I called them up, I was like, "Hey," the cop is like, "Where the hell are you?" And they're like, "Oh, we just left and we're 40 minutes away." So yeah, that was not cool. So the cop is like, "Look, I'm not waiting no more." So he called out the city tow. The city tow guy, not cowboy tow, he was really cool. He came out and he was hooking me up. And of course, in the process of him hooking me up, the tire guy shows up. I mean, come on. So now I'm trying to talk to Swift, and Swift is like kind of confused as to which what what from what. Swift is like, wait, who's there? Who's not there? Um, did you get towed? Are the axles connected, not connected? All kinds of different things. And I have my headset on. I got another phone over here, and my student's talking to some. And I'm trying to get like everybody on the same page. I'm like, look, everybody. I mean, slow down. Let me try to clue everybody in. Um, and it was a cluster. My mama says I need. If I was young again, my mama would be washing my mouth out with so much dang soap. So I'm trying to watch my cursing a little bit, but I think you could figure out what comes after cluster. It was just a huge mess. The dang cop was sitting there, and he was like, "What the hell is all this mess?" And it was quite hilarious. But this poor tow truck driver was trying to get paid. There's a bunch of confusion on both sides. Um, and it's kind of understandable if you're sitting there and you're trying to meet these deadlines, and then all you know is there's a tow truck, and you didn't call a tow truck. It's quite confusing. So yeah, um, I mean, it was like I don't even know why it was so confusing there. But one thing I do need to do, which I forgot to do it when I was at Love's, I need to pick up some com data checks. Because that was also part of the problem. I didn't have any com data checks to pay the tow truck guy. So he wanted $1,500 in cash because I didn't have a com data check. But he couldn't take my com data card, but he could take a check. OTR problems, but with me being on a dedicated account, I don't generally carry com data checks. That's going to change. If you're on a dedicated account, carry some com data checks. It's not a bad idea. Also, during this whole time, Swift is all like, hey, is there damage to the roadway? I'm like, yeah, there's a line in it good enough that you could probably plant a line of corn in. For the people that, didn't grow up in a farming area, you don't need a very big line to put some corn in. It doesn't mean it will take root in that kind of asphalt, though. But it was about wide enough for a row of corn. To at least start sprouting anyway. So, the person on the phone was kind of laughing because I don't think she understood what I meant. But, it's like a perfect line for a row of corn. And it was actually, the spacing wasn't really all that bad either, because of the rim distance. Anyway, getting past that, uh, they were like, well, we need to try to figure out who we need to call to get that out. Well, the cop was already ahead of them and called TxDOT. TxDOT came out, they looked at the road, and they were like, yeah, don't worry about it, forget it. He didn't even take any pictures or anything. He was like, I'm not even worried about it. He was like, they'll just pull the police report later. But he doesn't think that they're going to do anything about it. But Swift still wanted me to fill out a claims, which goes into me talking to claims. And I ended up talking to this great female over there. I forgot her name, though. But she was awesome. Made her laugh a few times. She made me laugh a few times as well. And yeah, so, you know, I've had a lot of tires blow out on me. I've had trailer tires and drive tires. Never had a front steer tire. And I was fully loaded. I was at 80,000 pounds. I mean, I was like maybe a few pounds shy of 80. So 79 something something something. Like I was right up there. Um, it was far enough up there that would have only took a big boy mule to get over, that 80,000 pounds or trucker size. So getting past that, um, yeah. Um, you know, finally got the everybody paid, got the tire put on, and got back to rolling. Tomorrow, well, the shop over here in Temple, they open up at 6, but it's 5 o'clock. Well, it's 5:23 now. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll be getting with them tomorrow morning, at some point, and just have them go over there, pop the hood, and just kind of take a look over at everything and look at the opposite tire just to make sure that that tire is fine. But like I was saying, yeah, I had never lost a front steer tire, and I did look at the steer tire. I tried to figure out why it blew. Now I'm not a tire technician, so I have no idea. Maybe you guys see something that I didn't, but to me, it looks like the belt actually separated at the sidewall, um, just allowing it to blow out. So it'd be a tire defect. I don't think I hit metal at all, pothole or nothing like that. Well, I know I didn't hit no pothole. That's something I do try to pay attention for. Now, it could have been damage that occurred a couple days ago that took a little while for it to manifest from a big pothole. I drive in Texas. We got potholes. That's a possibility. I know I didn't hit one today, or actually yesterday. And I can't recall the day before that because, you know, I look at my tires a lot. You know, my students that have been on my truck knows how often we look at our tires. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. Other than the clips I'm going to be putting at the end. I'm tired. This will be uploaded sometime tomorrow. Or not tomorrow. Today. Possibly. But good night. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. And watch the content that's about to play right here while I go take a shower. No, he only has one seat, so we gotta figure that out here in a second. Yeah, fun stuff today. Say hi. Alright, go ahead and open up that curtain. He's gonna put that tire, or that board there. Yeah. And then he wants me to drive up on it. Alright, we're getting in the process of getting towed right now. Turn it down. Stop on it. So he has to pop the axles and hook up the airlines and all that fun stuff. The officer's still here. He's actually really cool. But yeah, you can see that shoulder is really small compared to this really big center median right here. Alright, I gotta call my dispatchers. Alright, so those guys showed up shortly after the last clip that you saw where the tow truck had this up in the air before he had the drive axles popped out. So the Lowe's guy ended up putting the tire on and took the other tire and God, there's a lot of gunk all over this truck now. Took all that done, and so yeah, got a tire on. We're heading down to the valley now, and yeah, that's gonna be the end, part 2 of third tire going out. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, rate, and subscribe.